Have you ever felt crushed by an invisible weight or a nagging sense of failure, despite your best efforts? You're not alone, and this is a critical moment to pay attention. Your attempts at self-compassion might be hiding urgent stress signals that you can't afford to ignore. Many believe self-compassion is the path to emotional healing, but this journey can be fraught with hidden dangers. What if your kindness to yourself is actually trapping you in a cycle of mediocrity? It's not about failing to be compassionate, it's about misunderstanding its true purpose. Consider this when faced with challenges. Do you find yourself saying, "It's okay to fail, I'll be kinder to myself"? This mindset could blind you to deeper issues that need addressing. Are you getting too comfortable with excuses instead of confronting the real problems? Reflect on a recent setback, perhaps a missed opportunity or a conflict with a friend. Instead of tackling the root cause, it's easy to cocoon yourself in self-pity. But beware, while you're wrapped in self-kindness, you might be dodging the growth that comes from facing discomfort head-on. What's truly at stake? Your emotional intelligence. Ignoring these stress signals could stifle your development. You might feel warm and fuzzy now, but the skills needed to connect with others and navigate life's challenges could be slipping away. Imagine being in a crowded room, smiling while feeling disconnected. You want to engage, but you keep telling yourself it's okay to just be. This comforting mindset can lead to isolation, and feeling stuck is the tension we must confront. Recognizing your feelings and behaviors can be daunting, like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing that a leap could lead to soaring or crashing down. The stakes are high, and the choice is yours. So, what can you do? Tune into those stress signals and acknowledge when self-compassion becomes a crutch. It's not about being harsh, it's about being honest. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding by being so kind? Remember, self-compassion can be a double-edged sword. Embrace it, but don't let it blind you. Growth often lies beyond discomfort. Have you ever noticed that practicing self-compassion can sometimes make it tougher to manage your emotions? It's a bit of a paradox, right? Let's dive into the uncomfortable truth about how self-compassion can impact your emotional intelligence. You might think that being kind to yourself is the key to happiness, but what if this well-meaning habit could actually hold you back? Many people don't realize how self-compassion can unexpectedly shift the balance of emotional intelligence. Imagine this: you're having a rough day, and you tell yourself it's okay, everyone has bad days. That feels comforting, doesn't it? But here's the catch: this kindness can blur the lines of accountability. Instead of pushing through or learning from the experience, you might find yourself stuck in a cycle of self-pity, thinking you've done enough just by being nice to yourself. Let's reflect for a moment. Think about a time you made a mistake, like stumbling during a work presentation. In that moment, self-compassion feels like a warm hug. But what if, instead of just comforting yourself, you took a moment to consider why it happened? That's where true growth occurs. Ignoring those uncomfortable feelings might seem harmless, but it can lead to emotional stagnation. You could miss out on understanding your triggers and patterns, and that's a slippery slope. Now, picture a friend who constantly makes excuses for their behavior. You might think they just need a bit more compassion. But what if that's actually enabling them? When you excuse your own shortcomings, you might be doing the same thing. It's like a hidden weight dragging you down without you even realizing it. The tension builds when self-compassion turns into avoidance. You might start feeling less resilient and less prepared to handle life's ups and downs. Each time you avoid accountability, you weaken your emotional muscles, leaving yourself vulnerable. So, where do we go from here? The answer lies in finding balance. It's not about being harsh on yourself or endlessly kind, it's about facing your truths, even when they sting a little. Imagine the growth that comes from embracing both compassion and accountability. Before we wrap up, consider this: what if the next time you are feeling down, you ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this? Recognizing the need for both kindness and growth can truly transform your emotional landscape. So, the next time you feel tempted to wrap yourself in a blanket of self-compassion, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself if you're genuinely moving forward or just staying comfortable. Growth often lies just beyond that discomfort. If you found this helpful, think about subscribing for more insights that challenge how you see yourself and your emotional journey. The truth may be uncomfortable, but that's often where the magic happens. What if I told you that self-compassion isn't just the cozy pillow you might think it is? It's more like a warm blanket that sometimes hides sharp objects underneath. The truth about how self-compassion impacts your emotional intelligence is more complex than you realize. Many believe that being kind to ourselves is the best way to build emotional resilience. But what if this gentle approach is actually holding you back? Imagine forgiving yourself instead of facing discomfort. Sounds nice, right? But in doing so, you might bury your true feelings, which could hinder your growth. Here's the reality: self-compassion can lead to complacency. It's easy to fall into the comforting narrative that everything is okay. But are you truly acknowledging the depths of your struggles? Picture this: you're frustrated at work. Instead of addressing that frustration, you tell yourself, it's okay, I'm doing my best. But what if that mindset is what keeps you stuck? Think about a friend who reassures themselves after every setback. They feel comforted, yet their emotional intelligence doesn't grow because they miss the chance to learn from their experiences. As we dig deeper, it becomes clear that self-compassion can act as a shield, creating a protective layer that keeps hard truths at bay. What if that layer thickens every time you excuse your struggles instead of confronting them? It's a slippery slope, and you might not even notice it happening. But here's the turning point: finding a balance between self-compassion and self-awareness is key. What if, instead of just comforting yourself, you also asked some tough questions? This isn't about being harsh, it's about fostering